Finally, with a break in the weather, I'm ready for my most challenging painting session yet. Leaving the grey valley behind, I head up into the clouds, with the promise of finding clear skies above. Being here last year, I didn't feel comfortable yet, juggling high-altitude mountaineering and painting. But this year, I was ready. Apprehensive, but ready. Dealing with heights here will be a completely new experience, testing my commitment to this journey I set myself. On the viewing platform, I take in the dramatic view down the glacier and get familiar with the shapes of the unwelcoming crags below. This is the Aiguille di Midi, just over 3,800 meters. After one last check for everything I need, it's time to load up my bag, filled with painting gear and all my various mountaineering necessities. These narrow corridors, carved out of the solid rock, are where sightseers and mountaineers rub shoulders. Until that is, you access the ice cave, leading you outside. And here, being outside means you need special equipment. Without it, you are not safe and unprepared for the unexpected. At this altitude, even in the middle of summer, you need warm clothing. This ridge not only requires your essential equipment, but also your total and undivided attention. With a steady pace and a certain ease with heights, all my senses are awake, as I feel like I'm walking across the sky. Out here, so much needs to happen before I even start painting. And that means sometimes putting myself in a place for a while that makes me feel uncomfortable or even scared. You have to love this so much that you are prepared to do all of this for just 2 hours worth of painting. The largest part of this process is preparation, with route finding, training, exploring your boundaries, and finding inspiration or guidance from your idols and giants of the past. As I make my way across the snowfields, I stay focused on what I'm out here to do. The sergeants and Turners of this world did not venture this high with their easels. But there are some who did. Edward Theodore Compton and his son Edward Harrison Compton were accomplished painters and mountaineers. Their paintings are filled with the intensity that can only come from having stepped into that world and living the experience on site. Now, I was here to see if I could channel that intensity from climbing to painting. And my final hurdle today is to get up this snow slope. This altitude makes you go slower, and I have about 30% less oxygen than at sea level. So I have to be careful not to exhaust myself before I start working. It may be sunny, but the wind is cold. My view across the Mer Blanche is breathtaking. Being out in this land of giants, it's easy to feel small. But what I love here is the sheer humility the surroundings force upon you. Somehow, I feel in company of greatness, comforted by being surrounded by a powerful presence as old as Earth itself. From this same spot a year ago, I only had time to draw, but this year I was here to paint. And my sketchbook was just for calculating the best composition. My chosen view is a group of mountains called Les Grandes Jorasses that join up with the iconic 4,000-meter tall spire named La Dent du Géant, the Giant's Tooth. As I slowly make my way back up the hardest part of the climb home, I think back over my time spent here. It is this experience that helps me channel these memories with my sketches into larger pieces in the studio. I realize that much of this natural splendor may never be the same in my lifetime, and painting it is a way to capture a moment of its life, a sort of series of portraits. One of the strongest feelings I have from being amongst these giants is how small we are, and how much our planet is dependent on them. This mountaineering is not for everyone, and you don't have to push yourself to such limits. We can all find giants in our backyard if we know where to look. Connect with what inspires you and discover what you can learn from your own journey.